Hello and welcome to Magical Travel Adventure. I am Lauren, your host, and I'm just realizing that I have this stick right here, so you don't need to look at that. So today I am here to talk to you all about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And if you can see in the background, I have a little Minnie and she's got her pumpkins there, her jack-o'-lanterns, and she's super excited. And I am also excited because this year I get to go and take my son, who is a he just loves Halloween. It's his favorite holiday altogether. And if you love Halloween, aren't you lucky? Because Disney does a really cool thing where they start Halloween in August. So even if you're going in August before you go back to school, you might see Halloween decorations and you might even get to go to the Halloween party if you do it. So let's talk all about that party. Now, we haven't had a Halloween party since 2019 because of, the COVIDs. And so you need to remember that some of this information is from 2019 and we're not 100% positive everything is going to come back exactly how it did, but Disney has released a lot of information about the party and how it works. So the big thing that you need to know is that the party is in Magic Kingdom. So the other three parks, there won't be really Halloween stuff as much going on. The whole party takes place in Magic Kingdom. And this is the best picture that I could get for that. There won't be a ton of pictures because 2019 seems like so long ago that I'm not really quite sure that the pictures will be accurate anymore. But I'll have more for you later this year after I go. So, some basic information about the party. It is this year in 2022, it's on select nights through August 12th or through October 31st. Now, typically it's around those dates, no matter what year it is. It starts in the middle of August and ends on, of course, on Halloween. Halloween is the most expensive night. And earlier in August are the least expensive nights. And the party is officially starts at 7 p.m. and goes to 12 a.m. And this is a hard ticketed event, which means you have to buy a separate ticket in advance and pay in full for it when you buy it. So you don't need a park ticket. You don't need a park pass in order to go into the parks that day to do this party. You can just go in for the party. And the party tickets range from about $109 to $199 for adults and $99 to $189 for kids 3 through 9. Kids under 3 are free. Not so much sure if they're going to hang that much between 7 p.m. and 12 a.m. Maybe they'll just be sleeping the whole time. But you can actually go into Magic Kingdom starting at 4 p.m. You can ride rides. You could have dining reservations. You don't need the park ticket to get in at 4 p.m. As long as you have that hard ticketed event ticket that you've bought for the Halloween, Not So Scary Halloween party, you can come in. The other thing that you can do for this party is you can dress up. Now kids can dress up. Adults, you need to be careful that you're dressing up and you don't actually look too much like a character. There are a ton of rules that there are. I'm not going through every single one, but you cannot wear full face masks. Your clothes can't drag on the ground. You cannot stop and take pictures with people and start having a line if you're a kid or an adult. So you want to make sure that you are comfortable in these clothes and that you don't look too much. You can't pretend that you're trying to be like a character in the park. Now, what comes with this Halloween party and things like that? So I couldn't even get everything into the page, so I'm going to do the best I can. So in 2022, you're going to get like a treat bag, a 3D photo backdrop that you could take a picture in, and a special print. So when you go to the park, let's say you're going around 4 p.m., you can get your wristband that shows that you have a party ticket, and you will get this stuff, a special print, a treat bag, and you'll have access to a 3D photo backdrop. And then these are some things that are offered in the parks. There's the Not So Spooky fireworks. So it's a separate show than the normal fireworks show. And that normally happens around 10:15. They haven't given us the dates, the times exactly, but this is what it has been in the past. These are all PM because the whole party takes place in the PM time. There is a Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular stage show, and that happens twice in the night. There is a Boo to You parade at 9:15 and 11:15. And what everyone will say is don't go to the first one, go to the second one. And this is what I'm going to tell you. Go to the one that you think you can go and see. I go to the earlier one because I'm going to be going to the one at 9:15 because I have a child and I'm not sure he'll make it till 11:15. So I'm just going to go to the 9:15 one. And because it's a hard ticketed event, there's less people in the parks in general. So it's not as crowded as it always would be. So you don't have to stake out that special spot ahead of time. You can just walk up like 5 minutes beforehand. And yes, you might be standing behind people, but you can still see the parade. So it just depends on how you want to see the parade, how you want to spend your time. They do have the Cadaver Dan Barbershop Quartet that happens throughout. There is trick or treating that takes place. When you get in and get your bracelet, you will get a map. And on the map, it will have locations shown where you can go trick or treating. If you have an allergy, they will give you like a little token instead, and it will say like allergy token. And when you go trick or treating, you can go and get those allergy tokens and then transfer those tokens at the set location to either get allergy-free treats or a craft or something like that. They haven't announced exactly what it is. That's just what it was in 2019. So I'm assuming it is the same. But with that special treat bag, you can be loading up on candy. I believe it is a Mars sponsored event. So it will be Mars candy throughout the parks. And that's fun for kids, like, oh my gosh, I got to go trick or treating in Magic Kingdom. And you can like just do the different areas when you're around them. Now, there are obviously you can wear your costumes. And I've talked about that already. Now, some of the rides have some special overlays, and those are going to be like the Mad Tea Party is going to have a special overlay. Space Mountain sort of has an overlay. It's just completely dark and they play Christmas music. And Monsters Inc., I'm not sure what they're going to do. Before, it was just kind of like you could sit and listen to a few jokes and get some trick or treat stuff. I'm not sure if that's how it's going to be this year, but they said that they're going to be doing something special there. So those three locations will have like a change into the ambiance of the ride. There are also, I don't have it on here, but there are stage shows in Tomorrowland with like Mike Wazowski and that kids can kind of like dance around with. There are a lot of the rides are open. There is a list of the rides if you go and look at it on the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So there are rides. So if you want to ride rides, you can ride rides. We don't think that Genie Plus will be used during that time. Fast Pass wasn't used in the past, so I don't expect Genie Plus to be during that time. And there are special magic shots and PhotoPass photographers that are around. And there are characters. Characters are the big draw. People seeing special characters during the party. Jack and Sally are typically in the front of the park. Sometimes there are the Seven Dwarfs, sometimes Moana. Different characters like that are going to be around, and they have very long lines. So you want to decide before you go, are you going to be waiting in line for characters, or are you going to be riding rides, or are you going to do the special stuff that the party offers? And you might do a mixture of both. What I will say with characters is if you have small kids, really make a decision if you want to wait for those rides or wait for those characters. You could be waiting up to 2 hours for a character. So if you're thinking about your party time, is that really how you want to spend all your party time, is waiting for that one picture with that character? Sometimes it might be worth it. Yes, at 4 p.m., you probably could go and start lining up for those characters and wait for 3 hours first and be the first one in line. Sure, maybe. If that's how you want to do it, that's totally fine. You can do that. I am not that kind of a person. If there's like a 10-minute wait, yep, I'll probably do it. Anything past 20 minutes, I'm probably not waiting for it. There's no character that I'm like, oh, I absolutely must have this. And there's multiple characters throughout all of the parks. So it does kind of spread people out. And even though there aren't as many people, there are going to be those bloggers, YouTubers out there that are going to have to get those pictures. And so they are going to come and they are going to wait in line, and they'll come to multiple parties to wait in lines. So it's just part of how it works. So just know that ahead of time. Now, there are special treats that are also offered. It will be on the map so you know where they are. They are obviously an extra cost. There is special merchandise also that you can get for an additional cost also. So that's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. They do sometimes offer something at Tony's Town Square where you can add on for another $100, like a food and drink party, and then special viewing for the second parade. We're not sure if that's coming back. It might come back this year. You have to decide what's worth it for you. I would say people often ask this. I have a 4-year-old child. Is it worth it? Can he stay awake? Yes, my child can stay awake. My next day looks like 0 activities in the morning because I'm not going to push it with my son. He could be tired, he could be exhausted, he might get up at the same time, but he might totally crash at noon and not be able to get up after that. So you want to make sure that you need to know your child, and need to know what they can handle. Maybe your child's great at staying up late. Maybe they normally go to bed at 10 o'clock, so it's no problem. Maybe you're in a time change. So it's not a problem. I try and schedule ours earlier in the trip so that we're not so tired and it's easier for us to stay awake because I'm an early riser. So is my child. So you want to think about what kind of lifestyle you already lead to see if it would fit into your touring plans. I'm also going to say if you're going in August, September, or October to Disney World, you want to check to see when Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties are happening, because the parks do close at Magic Kingdom at 7 p.m. So if that is your one day at Magic Kingdom and it ends at 7 p.m., you're not going to get to see fireworks and you're going to be out of the parks by 7 p.m. So make sure that you look at those times and see, okay, should I buy the Not So Scary Halloween party tickets, or should I go to Magic Kingdom on a different day? Because they don't happen every day between August 12th and October 31st. All right, that will do it for the discussion on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Disney World. I am Lauren. I am your host. I am a travel advisor. If you need help with your next vacation, you can contact me with the information below. Also, if you like these videos, you can like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. I am going live every day in July to better help you plan your Disney, Universal, and cruise vacations. So I will see you tomorrow on the Magical Travel Adventure. Bye.